Jeff Keenan here in the 2021 C8 Corvette. Now I've had the C8 for 4 years now, and let's just go over how it's been. Now this is a lightly spec'd 1LT. So I special ordered this from McMulkin Chevrolet in New Hampshire, and I purchased the performance exhaust, the engine appearance package, the bright red painted calipers, and the torch red seat belts. I paid MSRP, which was just over $62,000. It doesn't have MagRide or Z51, and I don't think you need those for the street. With the new double wishbone suspension, it has a super smooth ride even without MagRide. And you really don't need the electronic diff for the street. The mechanical limited slip works just fine. And I believe this is one of the lightest spec C8s that you can actually get. So the exterior still looks great. I never did any ceramic coating or PPF, and I'm just careful not to fall too close. There's an external button to open the frunk, and this is where I keep most of my items. I can usually fit a week's worth of groceries in the frunk. There's also an external release for the rear engine compartment. Now you can either put the removable roof panel in here or store additional items. I did get the engine appearance package from the factory, which has these carbon fiber bits and the lighted engine compartment. I later installed the GM red engine cover, which matches the valve covers. I also opted for the performance exhaust, which I think sounds great. Black interior is holding up great. It even has French stitching with white threads throughout. And I optioned it with the bright red seat belts. Now I ordered it with the shadow gray metallic paint, and I optioned the bright red calipers. Dash panel is fully customizable, and for 2021 the C8 came with wireless Apple CarPlay, which works great, and it presents itself as soon as you start the car. The Apple CarPlay is super responsive. I almost never use the built-in Chevy infotainment system. It's almost unusable. Hey Siri. As far as maintenance, it's been pretty basic. Oil changes every year, about $200 on average, but then at 7,500 miles, they want you to change out the canister transmission filter, and then at 3 years, change out the transmission fluid. Those are each about $1,000 for service. But I've never had to bring this in the dealer for an issue. It's never had a check engine light, and pretty much trouble-free. Now I do drive the car in manual mode 100% of the time, and I even pull in the paddles to release the clutches on the transmission when I stop, so I drive it just like a manual. I think some people that have never driven a dual clutch before will sit in traffic with it and drive for extended periods of time. It really heats up those clutches and gets a lot of material in the fluids. So I'd recommend driving in manual, or just be mindful of idling in traffic with it and drive for a long time, because the transmission has to do a simulated creep where it's engaging, disengaging the clutches, and that's definitely going to wear that transmission faster. Now I like to run it in the track mode display all the time, with basically the exhaust and loud mode and the tachometer going across. But you can use the rotary selector to switch between drive modes, like weather, my mode, tour, sport, and track. In order to use launch control, you have to either be in sport or track, and then you have to also put it in competitive driving mode by pressing the traction control button twice quickly. At this point, you can use launch control. And the performance is still great on the C8. It'll pull 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds or less with rollout. And as far as the dual clutch transmission goes, I don't miss a manual. I came from a C7 Corvette with a 7-speed manual, and it was great. There was a lot more drama, but it was a second slower. So if you like good stick shift feel, then go for a manual. But if you want a car that's going to go to the next level and be a second faster, you're going to need dual clutch or an EV. Now the base C8 is still really fun to drive. Rear wheel drive, 500 horsepower. It can get a little bit squirrely, but with all that weight in the back 60-40 split, it can put that power down and just go. As you guys know, I also have the new Model 3 Performance Highland, and that's definitely quicker, 0 to 60 in quarter mile, but they're still pretty close. The C8 handles better. Obviously, it's a sports car, lower to the ground, a lot less weight. As far as my next daily driven sports car, which one should I get? I don't know. I'm kind of waiting to see what the new C8 refresh is going to be for 26. If they offer a base entry level all electric Corvette, I might go for that. I can see them offering a rear wheel drive electric Corvette that's faster than the C8 base, and then layering in front wheel drive, maybe even a combustion motor for the top level. If they can come out with a base electric Corvette that'll do 60 in under 2.8 seconds, I'm in. There you go. There's my 4-year ownership review on the C8 Corvette. I still love it. It's my daily driver. I drive it if the weather's nice, and it's still the one I'm gonna grab out of my fleet. Remember to like and subscribe for more videos about C8 Corvette, Rivian, Tesla, Wi-Fi, and tech products.